This is perhaps the biggest story in the culture today, and I haven't seen anybody discussing it, which it needs to be. So make sure this gets out there. We need to let people know that tax dollars are being used to groom children in schools and libraries and the like. Not a good thing. And the American Library Association is at the forefront of this. They've been pushing this for a long, long time, and people don't realize it. So let's get into this news. Very important book news that's going out there. If you don't know how the mainstream publishing industry works, you've probably seen a lot of people with viral videos and the like going out there, going to Barnes & Noble, going to Target, and all you see is these weird, colorful, like pastel books with like these corporate representations of people on there that are all black and gay on every single book on every single bookshelf in the store. And you're like, well, how did we get to this point? Well, it got to this point because that's what the mainstream publishing industry has been pushing. And they're not selling. Those books really don't go that well, but they stock them there intentionally. The people are forced to put them into the bookstores. It's not about selling. It's about propagandizing. And they think if they can convert enough people in a generation, they can play the long game and then force people into these lifestyles. And that's exactly what's been happening for a long, long time. It's not just about, oh, just leave me alone. I want to do whatever I want in my own bedroom. That's what they lied in 2008. They want to convert your children into these lifestyles, and they've been increasingly hostile in doing so. And they want you to have no choice in that matter. And that's what the American Library Association stands for. That's what libraries have stand for a long time. And that's how these companies have made their money, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button and talk as we talk about all things in the publishing industry, culture, books. I really appreciate you guys for being here. I have a YA book and series. It's called The Adventures of Baron von Monocle. For Steam and Country is where it starts. It is a clean YA series. It is a 6-book series. It's about an airship crew that adventures, fights monsters. That's what YA really used to be about. I mean, if you look at like when Harry Potter came out, and which is kind of what inspired me to delve into the genre, that was just about some kids doing the right things, growing up and coming of age and fighting evil. And that's pretty good message. I know a lot of people got mad about it at the time, but it was kind of a weird thing because if you look at it, Harry Potter does follow actually the Christ sort of scenario. A spoiler, I guess, for the deal. And J.K. Rowling's a Christian. She fights against transgenderism and the like and gets canceled for it now. But since then, the YA genre actually is really, really bad. If you go into bookstores these days, a lot of it has graphic material. It's really, really ugly, and it is the intentions to get 14, 15, 16-year-old girls to get addicted to pornography. That's really what it comes down to, and it's really, really disgusting. And then, they get them to question their own genders and do all these other things because they want to convert people to these lifestyles because they're obsessed with the young people, and honestly, there are a lot of, there's a lot of P's. The LGBTQ plus stands for P, and there's a lot of that going on in those communities. So that's what's going on here. Now, I mentioned about their sort of scam and how they do this and how they stay profitable while doing this. It's not through these book sales like I've been mentioning before. They sell to libraries, and they put all this stuff in libraries, and that's they. If you look at a lot of these authors that are artificially big, they sell 5,000, 10,000 copies to libraries across the country that gets stocked in there for a bit. And that boosts their book sales, so it makes it look like they're more successful than they actually are. Because, like I said, normal people are not reading these. And the libraries, of course, get funded by your tax dollars. And so that's the whole insidious part about all this, where somebody really needs to look into this. This needs to be brought to the attention of Elon Musk and Doge, because this is some of the biggest waste, and it is a grooming operation that is targeted against little kids all the way around. The American Library Association has been all this. What they do is they run these campaigns. They do it under the guise of, quote, banned books. And you see this whole scam that they talk about going, oh, banned books. And you'll see it at Barnes & Noble. You'll see a big pile with a table, and it's got a big sign like in the front. It says, banned books. Read these banned books. And then you sit there and you think about it for a second. You're like, wait a minute. Mainstream publishers publish these. It's in a Barnes & Noble corporate chain. You're claiming it's banned, but it's very readily available, and people can get these books anywhere. They're not banned whatsoever. The books that are actually banned, you'll never find this in a library. Librarians don't stock this or buy this. You'll never find this in a mainstream publisher. They will not publish me, right? I'm blacklisted. These are the real banned books out there. I'm lucky that Amazon doesn't really target so much. I mean, just knock on wood for that right now. But I have been banned from Kickstarter, from Indiegogo, from Patreon, all those outlets like to try to get my stories out because they don't want me to be able to get my stories out. Why are they so afraid of me? They don't want competition, right? So the banned books that the mainstream always uses a lie. And at the forefront of this is a book called Genderqueer, if you don't know. It's right here in the middle. And this book actually has graphic depictions of different acts, underage acts at that, that are very disgusting. The actual author has come out and said kids should not be reading this book. And yet, when they try to put it in school libraries, and parents say, no, we don't want this in our school libraries because it's a graphic novel. It has graphic depictions that are pictures for kids to see. They call it banned. And then they fight it in court trying to get this into school libraries. It's really crazy. And all this, again, funded by taxpayer dollars. It goes further than that, though, because this is where they're going now. The American Library Association just posted this, a best of core forum understanding and fighting anti-trans misinformation in libraries. And so what they said is this is learning how to false narratives take hold and how library workers can stand up for access, literacy, and equity. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to put a whole trans section in libraries to try to groom people into this in public libraries and in school libraries. And they're trying to get the librarians who are part of this association as part of their professional credentials. This is a nonprofit organization, so there's donations that come from book publishers and all that. A huge scam, and a huge grift. All to push the transgender thing on the public and try to get more people to convert to this is what it comes down to. And it is about kids. Here's your school library journal editor, Kathy Izukawa. Look at this. From elementary books to young adult titles, elementary books. That means middle grade books like 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, across various genres, that's 10 to 12-year-olds. These 12 recent releases elevate voices and showcase the multi-faced experiences within the trans and non-binary community for Trans Day of Visibility. And this is what they do. They see the bright, colorful colors with the queer girl, with these high school girls who are all brown. It's crazy. The Borrow a Boyfriend Club, 2 boys, This is what they're trying to push into everything. Celebrate transgender from elementary school. This is what they want. They want kids to be groomed into these lifestyles, and they're doing so very, very hard with your tax dollars, with libraries. It's crazy. The Maryland Library Association got in on this, trying to honor the courage and resilience and vibrant contributions of trans and non-binary people. You see how they talk about this? Amy Herman claims to be a librarian. She says she's always looking for ways to support trans students. Again, it's about children and pushing them into this, and it's all on Blue Sky, right? Blue Sky is a very nasty platform on here. So like I said, we show receipts on all this stuff here, and this is what the American Library Association is doing. And they get a lot of funding, and of course, pushing into libraries, trying to get these books into libraries is trying to get your tax dollars spent on this stuff. The librarians who work there are people who are paid for by your tax dollars. And so, therefore, these people are pushing a grooming agenda with your tax dollars while they're working with their work, and it's across everything. And they're using this whole we're anti-censorship nonsense. This is what they always do. The left always says it's censorship when they can't target children. It's very, very bizarre. As a guise to try to get this going even further. So spread the information about this. Like I said, this needs to go viral, and Elon Musk really needs to see this, needs to have his organization do something about this. This is so insidious. Your children's lives are at risk here, guys, and it is something that we will call out on every single level, as the publishing industry is so corrupt. It is the worst out there, and that is exactly why we fight. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, make sure to check out an alternative. This is a clean fantasy series that people can enjoy. Hope you'll like it. It's in the description below. Ebook, print, and audio. It's all ages. If you're an adult, you'll like it. If you can let your kids read it, it's totally fine. Appreciate you being there. We'll be back soon.